YouTube, we finally have 100 subscribers! Good afternoon, YouTube. We are here today with my very best friend on the entire planet, Eli Clark. To help you guys get to know me a little bit better, we are going to do 100 questions that I have not yet read so far. So, with no further ado, let's get to question 1.
All right, question 1. How long have you been tattooing?
I have been tattooing going on my 9th year.
Question number 2. What is your favorite ink color?
Ooh, that's a good one. My favorite color to use is probably Mike Chambers True Gold. It saturates perfectly and I find a place for it in every single tattoo.
All right, this one might take a little bit of time to count, but number 3. How many tattoos do you have?
1 billion.
Way less time to count than I would have thought.
Did you answer that?
Hey, sissy. Number 4. Do you have any pets?
Yes! I just got a new doggie. She's the love of my life. She's a pit bull. I'll have to have her on my YouTube channel. She's like 9 weeks old. She's beautiful. Her name is Bones.
Number 5. Where are you working right now?
Currently, and for the last 2 years, I own Main Street Inc. in Findlay, Ohio. It was probably one of the best decisions I ever made in my life to come back home and take over this place.
Number 6. What's your favorite TV show?
Oh, that's a good one. Like all time or like currently?
I would say go all time.
Favorite TV show all time? Maybe like Friends? What? Favorite TV show of all time? Hold on, let me think. Pokemon maybe? Dragon Ball Z? There's a lot! I'm gonna go with Friends. Friends it is. Hey! What?
Get out.
What's my next question, Eli?
What's your favorite video game?
My favorite video game all time. The first one that jumps out to me is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. There might be, I don't know, like the Grand Theft Auto series is every young man's very favorite. But I don't think I can pick one. I'm gonna go with The Legend of Zelda.
Number 8. What is the video game you've been playing most recently?
I cannot stop playing For Honor. I never put it down. Every second of my life not spent making these beautiful YouTube videos for you guys or tattooing my butt off. I'm playing For Honor.
Number 9. What brought you to YouTube?
What brought? I was forced. I was duct taped and forced to do it, but my assistant, she beats me. Oh my god.
Number 10. Do you like the Midwest?
Do you think I like the Midwest? Midwest till I die. We got the Cleveland Cavaliers. We got the Windians. We got Bone Thugs and Harmony. Cedar Point. Katie Holmes. I love Ohio.
Number 11. Do you prefer pickles or pears?
Pears. Pears every time.
Number 12. Do you have any siblings?
Nope. That's a lie. I have 2 brothers. One younger, one older. I'm the middle child.
Number 13. What was the last movie you watched?
I tried to rewatch the first Pirates of the Caribbean.
What is the favorite tattoo on your leg?
Favorite leg tattoo? It's probably this guy here. It's a best friend tattoo I got of Charmander with my best friend. Ding! And he has Squirtle on the same leg in the same spot. We've had them forever now. That's probably my favorite tattoo on my leg.
All right. To go along with that, question number. What is your favorite tattoo on your arm?
Probably this tattoo, realistically. Not to get too deep, but this is probably the most meaningful tattoo I have on my entire body. It says, "Everything I'm not made me everything I am," and it's a Kanye lyric that really struck a chord with me. Long story short, this boss I had, he used to tell me how much I wasn't like this guy who was so awesome or whatever, and he just made me feel so cruddy about it. But then one day I just turned around and I said, listen, yeah, I don't get the same clients he gets, I don't listen to the same music he listens to, you know, I don't, but he doesn't do the things that I do well either, you know, and I just had to kind of be proud of myself and proud of the things that do make me me, and just accept myself and accept that that's how I'm going to live my life. And you know, you can't please everyone, and I don't want to please everyone, so I just want to please the people that are pleased by me. It was done by Sean Kidd at the Motor City Tattoo Convention in Detroit.
Next question. Do you have any tattoos on your feet?
I do. I have 1 foot tattoo. It wasn't nearly as bad as everybody made it out to be. It's kind of like one of those like Japanese like demon masks, but it's cool. It was done by a good friend of mine, Johnny Eagle.
All right. How many states have you been to?
I need to see a map. Can you pull a map up? I have been to Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Ohio, obviously, Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas. I used to live in Texas also. New Mexico, and Arizona.
Have you lived outside of the Midwest?
Yas. I lived in Florida for a while. I lived on the Gulf Coast and the Ocean Coast. And then I lived in Arizona and Texas.
Do you travel for work?
I travel constantly for work. That's actually what took me to all those different places.
Who is your favorite celebrity crush?
Oh, man. Jennifer Aniston, period. Rachel Green, what up, baby?
Who's your favorite celebrity man crush?
My male celebrity crush would probably have to be my male celebrity crush would probably have to be Gerard Butler or like Russell Crowe. Just someone who completely embodies masculine. Even like Jason Statham, not even necessarily like a man dime, but he plays the same badass in every single film all the time.
Question number 22. Who is your favorite rapper?
Ritz, hands down, white rapper.
Question number 23. Who is your favorite singer?
All time, Michael Jackson. Has to be Michael Jackson.
Question number 24. What kind of music do you like?
I like all the kinds. I'm pretty much 100% hater free, so as long as it sounds good to my ears, I'm gonna listen to it.
What kinds of music do you hate?
5-finger death punch. There's a very specific no 5-finger death punch rule inside of my studio. I don't like 5-finger death punch. I hate AC/DC. I hate Guns N' Roses. Nirvana can suck it. You just lost so many YouTube fans. Yeah, no 5-finger death punch ever. It's the worst band that's ever been. Musically, pretty good. There's something about it that's very tooly.
Question number 26. Can you sing? So no. Question number 27. Can you dance?
Can you high five?
Apparently that's a yes.
Boom.
What artist that do not tattoo are you a fan of?
Man, probably Alex Gray. It's probably one of my very favorite artists outside of the tattooing realm. Man, I don't know, there's so many. Todd McFarlane, who does the Spawn stuff. I'm a huge fan of the way his things look.
Number 29, moving around along. Who is your favorite tattooer?
That is so difficult to say. Probably Norm. He's based in California. You don't tattoo anything the same, for the record, but I am just infatuated with that guy's art and consistency to put stuff out. And then outside of that, probably Dave Tevenall easily, as far as someone who does stuff a little bit closer to what I do. I take a lot of my cues from him in my art too. And then Dave Tevenall, good friend of mine. He's super driven, super nice guy. I'm actually getting my whole arm lasered soon, and I'm hoping that Dave will be the one to refill it up. So hopefully we get a YouTube video going on that eventually.
Who is your biggest inspiration for your work?
Myself, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I just wake up and I look in the mirror and I just go beast mode, you know what I'm saying? I look in the mirror and I'm like, it's you today, baby.
Question number 31. Have you ever been to Europe?
No, I've never been over there, but I have no desire to either. Just kidding. I really want to go so bad. It's unreal. Praying that I can figure out a way to make it over there. And also I want to visit Australia really bad too.
What is your dream vacation?
Australia. I just said that. I answered. I knew I was going to do that. I knew I was going to answer the next question after that. I want to go down under.
All right, number 33. Do you like cats or dogs more?
Dogs. Cats can suck it. I kind of wish dogs were a little bit more self-sufficient like cats are, so I feel extraordinarily guilty leaving my dog at home sometimes.
All right. Number 34. What food is delicious but a pain to eat?
Crab legs. I broke a tooth on a crab leg one time. I thought I ripped all the little pieces apart because I'm fat and I like to just fork stuff into my mouth. So I was breaking all these pieces apart and just pulling the meat out of them, and so then I had like a wad of crab meat and I dipped it in the butter and I was like, it is go time, baby. and right in between my two teeth was a piece of the shell, and I bit down and it split my tooth in half.
Who was your craziest / most interesting teacher?
Marlene Gillig. She was my very favorite. She was the only reason I'm sure I even went to school. She helped me. She's probably one of her or Miss Ryder. They were the only reasons I graduated, for sure. I was not that studious of a student, and they made me feel like I belonged there, even though I really didn't. They also shared one really interesting
factoid. They were hot.
They were so hot. They were so hot.
Number 36. I like this question. What old person, in quotations, things do you do?
Oh man, I'm just going to be as the day is long. My very favorite thing that happens here at the shop is when somebody breaks something or loses something. I'm like, who did this? And they're like, I don't know, it wasn't me. I was like, oh, so no one did it? It's no one? A ghost did it? No one's gonna fess up? That's when I feel the most like a dad, when I have to do that. This says like 25, 26. This says like washed up 48. This doesn't help at all.
Question number 37. What was the last photograph you took?
It's gotta have been of my dog. I used to make fun of people about that so often. I even sent messages to people on Snapchat like, more of your face, less of your dog. Like, I'm tired of seeing your pets. Like, I don't make your pet a Snapchat if you know what I mean? And now I'm that guy. The last picture I took was of my messy secondary bedroom, Lindsay.
What is the most amazing slow motion video you've seen?
It's got to be of the I don't know if it gets poked or whatever, but it's a water balloon and it gets poked, and you see the balloon itself like you know what I mean, wrap around it super quick, and the water actually maintains. That or those ones of like dogs running, and it's like, you know, like all they're like you know what I mean? They're like jowls are flapping everywhere.
Where are some of the unusual places you've been?
Eli's bedroom.
That was a little funky back in its day. I was a very, very gross human being, and sadly my room was right next to the bathroom between Jordan's room and then said bathroom, and some funky just smells and things of that nature would just waft out into the hallway, and it was bad. And not until I figured out that women were not a fan of that sort of mess did I understand the importance.
You were going for like some pheromone kind of thing, right?
I was always told that like a man's musk
right.
would attract them. It turns out it's Play Cologne by Justin Timberlake that attracts them, actually. FYI though, circa 2017, my room significantly
smells bad, and
less
he is
bad.
Single, ladies.
Which celebrity do you think is the most down to earth and level headed?
Probably Lady Gaga. You know what I'm saying? She just seems, you know, really grounded, you know, really average and plain. She sees things the way everyone else does.
All right, this one is a bit lengthy. Question 41 though. What would be the worst thing for you to hear as you were going under anesthesia before heart surgery?
Like, as I'm laying there getting ready to pass out, he was like, so how many inches are we taking off? I'd be like, ah!
Number 42. What is the spiciest thing you've ever eaten?
The spicy meatball. When I was a bit younger, I was at my friend April's house, and her mom had picked a fresh pepper, and I just ate it to kind of try to be a badass, and it lit me on fire, and I was puking all kinds of crazy. It was a habanero, and it was brutal.
What's the most expensive?
What number is this?
This would be number 43. What's the most expensive thing you've broken?
I'm really good at taking care of anything that I spend any kind of money on. Oh, you know what? Take that back. As far as things that I did, I was wearing this here ring, and I smacked my iPad Pro to prove a point to someone as I was, you know, I was talking to them and I was proving a point, and I threw my hand and it shattered the entire screen. So that was probably the most expensive thing I broke.
All right, question 44. What obstacle would be included in the world's most amazing obstacle course?
Swimming through a pool of tapioca pudding. Yeah. It would not only be extraordinarily difficult, but infinitely delicious.
Question number 45. What makes you roll your eyes every time you hear it?
Eli's voice.
There it is, folks.
If I had to actually answer that, if I had to say what makes me roll my eyes every time I hear it, it would be...
Question 46. What do you think you are much better at than you actually are? Should I take this one? You got it? All right. Basketball.
Oh, come on!
And
My
now you
J
know
is
why.
wet, baby!
In 2009, this kid could ball. He had freakish jumps, and because of his awkwardly long legs and arms,
really long arms,
compared to the length of the rest of them, he was solid at basketball. 80 pounds later, a
and
busted
a broken
ankle,
and a shattered knee,
and a bum shoulder. His fadeaway J just ain't what it used to be, but if you hear him talk about, it's better than it's ever been.
It's wet.
Question 47. Should kidneys be able to be bought and sold?
Everything has a price tag, including vital organs.
Question 48. When was the last time you got to tell someone I told you so?
When wasn't it? I'm so good at, like, I think I told you so's are typically that, like, positive, you know? But, I get tired of being right all the time. Him and I talk about it constantly. I'll tell you what, okay, my best friend tried to date this chick, and I said, listen, man, you guys are oil and water. You will never work out. Trust me, I'm looking out for both of you. She's emotionally unstable. I know what kind of guy you are and what you can and cannot tell her. You've been my best friend for forever. And they got together anyways. We got in a big fight that pretty well ended our friendship. I said, watch, 3 months, they're gonna be donezo. Guess what happened in exactly 3 months?
I have a weakness for redheads. She was a redhead. Not an excuse, but it's the facts of the matter. He was right.
Boom.
Question 49. What would a world populated by clones of you be like?
It'd be perfect. It would be so perfect. It would be, art would be running rampant. Jays would be getting sprayed from near and far. Fashion would be on point at all times.
All right. Question 50. What riddles do you know?
Apparently I don't know any. Do you know any riddles off the top of your head? Oh, what is black and white and red all over?
That would be a sunburned zebra.
Nailed it.
All right. Number 51. What's your cure for the hiccups?
I think I try to hold my breath subconsciously. I think sometimes you just disrupt the flow of the hiccup. Hit me, tube sock.
52. What invention doesn't get a lot of love but has greatly improved the world?
What invention? The bidet. I think the bidet doesn't get the respect it deserves.
Doesn't get its dues, but
I've never had one, but I've had dreams about how I've romanticized a bidet. If I ever build my own home, we are over halfway through with this list. YouTube,
53 is a good one.
hang with us. We've got just a few more coming your way.
53. What's something you really resent paying for?
My dog, every time she poops in my house. And then I pet her belly and I love her again.
Question 54. Do you think aliens exist? I'll specify, I think this means like extraterrestrial life.
Yeah, I think you'd be dumb to think. I have a buddy that I tattoo all the time named Scooter, and he always is talking to me about all this space stuff and how many, billions of galaxies. It would just be so ignorant to think that we're the only planet that sustains life, So I think, I would say definitely. Have I ever seen any proof of it that I believe? No, not necessarily, but I think you'd have to be stupid to think. No offense.
55. What's the most interesting building you've ever seen or been in?
I was just in South Carolina at Myrtle Beach, and they actually have one of those upside down houses. You ever seen one of those?
Oh, yeah.
They're very, very cool. And from afar, I'd actually never seen one before, nor did I know they exist. So from afar, I'm staring at it like, why does that look like the base of a house on top? So that was really cool to come across that.
All right, 56, and what might be my favorite question? What mythical creature do you wish actually existed?
Probably Articuno. Does that count?
Yes, I'll give you that one. Articuno.
Moving on. Next.
What are the most important rules when going on a date?
Play cologne. I haven't been on a date in some time, so forgive me if I'm a bit rusty. Play cologne. Make sure you poop ahead of time. Get that out. You don't want those toots scooting out. And it's 2017. Anything goes. There it is.
Not wrong.
Anything goes.
Number 58. How do you judge a person?
Off their appearance solely. I actually just pick up on people's vibes like crazy. Like, I don't know if anyone else out there feels me on this, but the second I meet somebody, I can like almost immediately tell who they are on like the inside. I don't know if it's like one of those like takes one to know one kind of thing, but I can just read people so fast. And then that goes back to the I told you so thing. I'm a really great judge of character, and I can just read it on people even when others can't. So when I say, hey man, they got a bad vibe, I'm usually pretty correct.
Number 59. If someone narrated your life, who would you want to be?
Morgan Freeman,
narrator?
duh.
I knew that
it's Morgan Freeman. If you choose anyone
Freeman.
other than Morgan Freeman, you're not American. There's another good. Oh, who's the guy who does Mufasa? What's his name? James Earl Jones. I could settle. I would have to be settling if Morgan Freeman wasn't available. If he was narrating your life or something, and I had to take a back seat to it, I could do James Earl Jones.
I can't think of his name, but there's like a old cowboy dude. Sam Elliott. That is who it is.
Okay, I take all that back. I know who I want to narrate my entire life. Ozzy Man. Please!
Yes!
Please narrate my life.
Question 60. Here we go. What was the most unsettling film you've ever seen?
I saw Seven when I was young.
Whoa.
So that was pretty rough. That was a weird movie. I also accidentally watched a Faces of Death movie when I was little. Oh, buddy. If you don't know what those are.
Number 61. When was the last time you were snooping and found something you wish you hadn't?
I was in my parents' bedroom. Let's just stop the question there.
Alright, and that's good. 62. Which celebrity or band has the worst fan base?
Five Finger Death Punch. Easily. If you wear rhinestone jeans and Affliction shirts, you probably like Five Finger Death Punch, and I probably don't like you.
What are you interested in that most people aren't?
I don't have a lot of hobbies outside of tattooing. I like to play video games. I like tattooing. I like Pokemon.
I would say it's not necessarily...
Social media marketing. I think social media marketing is probably like my very favoriteest thing to do, like psychology and just like read a lot of books on the human psyche and that kind of stuff. And I don't think it interests enough people.
64. If you were given a PhD...
Play a hated degree.
a PhD degree or a doctorate, but had no more knowledge of the subject of the degree besides what you have now, what degree would you want to be given to you?
Probably like an art degree, some like fine art sort of thing.
I was gonna give you like a minor in hip hop knowledge or a doctorate in hip hop knowledge.
I'm pretty slick with the old with the hip hop subculture.
What smartphone feature would you actually be excited for a company to implement?
Like self-recharging battery.
What's something people don't worry about, but really should?
Obviously, like the massive amounts of trash we dump into the ocean every day. That's a pretty big problem. We're putting a lot of trash in there. I looked at the numbers one time, and I was literally appalled.
67. What movie quotes do you use on a regular basis?
Anything from Anchorman. I think probably every single day I quote Anchorman or Superbad in one way or another.
68. What's the funniest joke you know by heart? What kind of pants does Mario wear?
Denim, denim, denim.
When was the last time you felt you had a new lease on life?
Probably after I was just in that gnarly car accident, man. That was crazy. I hit the dashboard doing about 60 miles an hour without my seatbelt on. After the collision, I remember opening my eyes and being like, yes! I'm still alive! This is great!
70. Getting there. What's the funniest actual name you've heard of someone having or being called?
There's a football player and he went by Timmy, but his actual name is Shamunga Biakapatuka.
Is that real?
I swear.
71. Which charity or charitable cause is most deserving of your money?
Anything that just helps people in the struggle. You know, I've been homeless numerous times, and sometimes it's very difficult to kind of get your feet planted and to start. So I think any way that you can help actual people, you know what I mean, whether it be donating so they can get into a halfway house, or giving children clothes, so they don't have to be cold if they're bouncing around. Just anything that can just help humans get to that next level for themselves and their family. And I've actually done some charity work with some different organizations here in town that I'm really passionate about, and I hope I can continue to work with them.
Moving on.
This was an awfully ambitious list. This is forever long.
What TV show character would it be the most fun to change places with for 1 week?
Ash Ketchum, Pokemon.
73. What was cool when you were young but isn't cool now? Nothing. 74.
Moving on.
If you were moving into another country but could only pack one carry-on sized bag, what would you pack?
Money. I would stuff it with money.
That's genius.
Loophole!
What's the most ironic thing you've seen happen?
It's like 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife.
Isn't that ironic? 76. If magic was real, what spell would you try to learn first?
We talking Harry Potter? Because I think that's the only magic anyone actually knows the names of. I don't know, probably set things on fire. I don't know. Not extraordinarily practical, but I think it would just be...
If you were a ghost and could possess people, what would you make them do?
I don't know, I'd probably make them... I would possess them to start doing the Thriller dance sequence.
78. What goal do you think humanity is not focused enough on achieving?
Figuring out ways to reduce waste and, sustain our planet. Obviously, I'm going to be dead well before it's actually an issue, but I don't feel like it's any less important for me to do whatever it is I can do to help with that.
79. What problem are you currently grappling with or struggling with?
I've been sitting next to Eli for 79 questions. Probably right now just trying to get the YouTube up and running. Trying to get people to see my channel and, share the channel with as many, people as they know are, actively on YouTube. So I think I wouldn't call it a problem, I would call it a process, but I think that'd probably be my answer.
All right, 80. Almost done here, guys. What character in a movie could have been great, but the actor they cast did not fit the role?
Green Lantern, I think, could have been really good, but I don't think Ryan Reynolds... You know what? It's not Ryan Reynolds, though, because he's an amazing actor. I just think the movie itself was bad, so maybe that's not a good example.
What game have you spent the most hours playing?
Altogether, all time, probably Pokemon, realistically. Like the Game Boy game or whatever. Shy of that, we played a lot of Borderlands. We played a lot of hours of Borderlands when that was popular.
Question 82. What's the most comfortable bed or chair you've ever been in?
My bed right now is like sleeping on Zeus's beard hair. It is so comfortable. It's like if a cloud had a dream about a more comfortable cloud, that would be how comfortable my bed is.
Question 83. What's the craziest conversation you've overheard?
I don't know about crazy, but I think it's always crazy when you overhear people saying really nice things about you. You kind of get that crazy feeling like, what? Just to know, just to know they truly feel like that.
What's the hardest you've ever worked?
Probably getting the shop open with my best friend here. It was long days, longer nights, 7 days a week. We gave this place our all till our hands were like physically, literally bleeding, and our backs were shot, and mentally we were, at each other's necks because we were so drained. So I would say probably getting the shop off the ground.
85. What movie, picture, or video always makes you laugh no matter how often you watch it?
Oh, the girl on the bus? You going to jail now? You don't talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably the funniest video I've ever seen in my life.
What artist or band do you always recommend when someone asks for a music recommendation?
Johnny Craig, Slaves, Emarosa, anything Johnny Craig has ever been a part of. Not only is he, right there at the top of my favorite singers, favorite bands, favorite lyrics, all that good stuff, but he's mostly unknown to the best of my knowledge. You can always surprise somebody with them. It's not something that they would have probably heard before, so I always think it's good as a music recommendation.
87. If you could have an all-expense-paid trip to see any famous world monument, which monument would you choose?
I would probably go see the Eiffel Tower, realistically. Yeah. Because, I mean, I want to go see Stonehenge real bad. Truthfully, I think it'd get boring really fast because I went and saw the Grand Canyon and it got mad boring really fast.
If animals could talk, which animal would be the most annoying?
Probably snakes.
Knew you were gonna say it. Dude, as soon as I read it, I was like, he's gonna go snakes. 89. What's the most addicted to a game you've ever been?
Oh my god, I don't know why I didn't think about this earlier. Halo 2. I have hands down spent the absolute most amount of time ever playing Halo 2, Halo 1 and Halo 2, really the entire Halo series, but Halo 2, I remember I was like on a crack binge when that came out. I was up for like 48 hours just like drinking soda, eating pizza, playing, pass out for a game, get back into it. I played that game so much.
90. Which protagonist from a book or movie would make the worst roommate?
Probably gotta go with The Thing. Stomping around being all loud, can't get no sleep.
Alright, 91. Do you eat food that's past its expiration date if it still smells alright?
Definitely.
Me too.
I give everything the smell test.
What's the most ridiculous thing you have ever bought?
Every time I get drunk and get on Amazon, I buy the next most ridiculous thing I've ever bought.
What's the funniest comedy skit you've ever seen?
You know, the funniest skit I've ever seen is Old Greg from the Mighty Boosh. That's the funniest thing. I don't know if that counts as a skit, but it's like a little short.
Their whole show.
That is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I quote Old Greg probably every single day. What are you doing in my Walders?
What's the most depressing meal you've eaten?
Anytime I try to go on a diet, everything I eat is depressing. I don't get no carbs.
95. What tips or tricks have you picked up from your job or jobs?
Man, I'll tell you what, my job has given me more than I could have hoped for when it comes to just kind of being a general handyman and just having the initiative to fix problems as they happen, because tattooing is a rapidly moving process that has a ton of hiccups every single time.
What outdoor activity haven't you tried but would like to?
I've never been kayaking. Kayaking sounds fun.
What songs hit you with a wave of nostalgia every time you hear them?
Honestly, anything by T-Pain. Like, T is like right when I got my license and I was hanging out with like a certain crowd of people, and you know what I mean, just T-Pain songs always remind me of a good time.
What's the worst backhanded compliment you could give someone?
That's really cool if you're into that sort of thing. That one probably takes the cake.
Yeah, that does. What's the most interesting documentary you've ever watched?
That list is way too long because I watch documentaries almost 24/7, but I like this one that I just watched recently on lying. It actually goes on to say that lying is a completely important, fundamental mental development tool. Kids have to lie to develop their brains into full. It's crazy.
Last but not least.
Number 1.
Oh, 1?
This is 1 to them. This would be 1. Hit me with a 0.
There it is.
100.
If you were given $5 million to open a small museum, what kind of museum would you open?
I would open probably a sneaker museum. I would have all kinds of sneakers from, some of the first footwear that you ever had to the now self-lacing shoes that they have and everything in between, from things that impacted the culture to ones that I just really liked to, some of the most bizarre ones, because I've always been a big sneakerhead my whole life. $5 million though, I'd probably spend $1 million opening that up, and then I would just ball out with the other 4.
Buy 2 sets of each one of the sneakers so you could have.
So I could also have a pair. Well, that'll wrap us up, guys. That was 100 questions trying to get to know me a little bit better. I want to do 1 question for each and every subscriber that I have, just to say thank you for promoting my page, liking all the videos, commenting on them, trying to share them with your friends. It doesn't go unnoticed. I thank you so much for that. I hope that when we get our next 100, we can do another 100 questions. Maybe we'll try to do something a little bit more specific, you know what I mean? We'll take any kind of request for categories that you could possibly throw our way. I'd like, even if it's the most bizarre thing you ever said in your life, please send it my way. I'd love to answer these questions for you guys. Thank you for watching my channel. There it is.